Jesus H. Christ. Private Pile, if there is one thing in this world that I hate, it is
overpriced products. Hey guys, what is up? My name is Eric and welcome to my channel. What you just saw was the Trade Ideas scanner, which is the most popular stock scanner on the market, but their service costs $2,200 a year. It's capable of a lot of awesome scans, but in particular, I created a scanner in ThinkOrSwim that will output the same results as Trade Ideas gap and momentum scanners. In this video, I'm going to be showing you my stock scanner, I'm going to explain why I chose the criteria I'm using, and then I'm going to give you the scanner for free. If you're not using a scanner right now, you're at a disadvantage. I think that a scanner is the single most important tool a day trader can have. Every single day, there is opportunity for you, but regardless of how well you trade, you need to be able to find the right stock. We just can't make money on a stock that's trading sideways. As day traders, we need volume and volatility. There are over 3,800 stocks in the market, and most days I only trade one or two. So as day traders, finding the right stock is like looking for a needle in a haystack. So what you're looking at now is the result of one of my scans. I'll show you how to set up the search results so that you have the most important information, but first let's take a look at the criteria I use to select the stocks I trade. Don't worry about setting it up yourself though, because I'll have it available for download. As I mentioned, we need both volume and volatility if we want to be successful. So what we are looking for is stocks that have the potential to move more than 10% intraday. The first criteria I look for is stocks that are gapping. Let's take a look at FTech on Friday and we'll see how it moved. On Thursday at close, it looks like it closed at roughly 50 cents, and throughout pre-market it climbed to a high of $1.22. If I were trading this stock on the first candle when it broke through the pre-market high, I would have placed a limit order to buy. And on this first candle, it closed at 134, and on the second 1 minute candle, it closed at 150. From right here, which is the pre-market high, to the high of this second candle, that is a 30-cent move. If I were to capitalize on half of this move, which is a 15-cent increase per share, and I were to have placed an order for $4,000, I would have had the potential to make over $400 in just 2 minutes. And what's really awesome about this strategy is that the execution isn't very technical. With just some practice in a simulator, you'd be able to do it quite easily. If you're interested in learning more about this strategy, it's called the Gap and Go, and there are many resources online to learn about it. It's also a strategy I trade often and will be uploading my live execution of the strategy on my channel in future videos. So if you're interested in seeing them, I would really appreciate it if you click the subscribe button. What's really important though, is to make sure you have good stock selection, because even if you're able to trade very well, there are some stocks that just aren't conducive for making profit. So before I move on, I just wanted to clarify that a gap is a stock that is opening higher than it closed the previous day. These gaps are typically caused by some news, which we would call a catalyst. If you decide to use my gap scanner and make trades on it, I would recommend making sure that there is a catalyst for the gap, otherwise I personally would not trade it. So now that we've looked at the base gappers, let's take a look at the volume. This one is pretty straightforward because when you're trading, the more volume there is, the more the price of the stock can move, and the easier it is to fill and exit a trade. I set a lower limit on the scanner at a minimum of 1,000, but that's probably a little bit low, and I might actually adjust it a bit higher. The next thing we're going to be looking at is the amount of shares outstanding, which is known as the float. I have a lower limit of 1 million and an upper limit of 50 million. And I like to trade this range, which is called microcap, because there's not a lot of supply. And when we find stocks that have a lot of volume and a lot of demand, then that means that the price of the stock should increase. And lastly, I have a filter set on the price of the stock because I like to trade in a range of $1 to $10, because when I trade, I like to buy at least 1,000 shares. So I changed the volume to 10,000, but overall it's still pretty low, but I think it has to remain that way because I'm scanning in the pre-market and there's not a lot of activity going on in the pre-market. And now that we have covered what the scanner is searching for, let's see how we can utilize it. In the morning, after I scan, the first thing I'm looking for is the biggest percent change stocks, which is the biggest gappers. Then afterwards, I will compare the share size, which is the float, and the volume. And what I'm looking for is stocks that have a low share size or low float and a high volume. So when I'm looking through this list, the first thing that catches my eye is the stock VUZI. And what I would do is I would click on it, and then I would right click on it, and then I would send it to one of my charts. And then during the trading day, once it begins, I would have my watch list, which is what I would keep here, and I would be able to monitor the stocks that I believe have the most potential. And then on another monitor, I would be having my trading activity where my 2 favorite picks are here, and I'm ready to place an order. There are some days, however, where the 2 picks you have here or the reserve that you have in your charts won't really work out, but that's not a worry because you can always go back to the scanner and you can sort by the 5-minute volume, which will show you the highest volume stocks that fit our criteria from a 5-minute perspective, and then I can just send it to the trading window and I can then analyze it and try to look for an entry. Before I end this video, I'm going to show you how I set up my search results. I think that the default has a lot of unnecessary information that we can filter out. So you can do that by clicking the setting wheel right here and click customize. And then I would just pause the video right here and you can add the last, the percent change, the shares, the volume, and the description. Now for the 5-minute volume, you're going to have to do something a little bit special. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to add the 5-minute volume. So again, we'll go to the gear and we'll customize. And from here in the look up a column, we're going to take any of the customs. And for the example, I'm going to use custom 3 and add the item. Then we will click edit. And we're going to change this value right here from the simple moving average to the price. And we're going to change the function to volume. And you're going to leave this as value and click save. And then we are going to change from the day right here to the 5 minutes. And you can rename it whatever you want, and I have left it named 5min volume. Then you'll apply it and click OK. OK once again. And now you have added the 5-minute volume to your search results. And I would also customize and move it if you would want it before the description. Okay guys, that wraps up this video on the scanner, and if you'd like to use it, you can download it from the very first link in the description. As you may have seen, this is my first video, and in the future, I'm going to be uploading a PDF of my written trading plan and videos detailing each part. Some other content you can expect to see from this channel is a live trading analysis of my trades, and I will also be reviewing the trades of Discord members. The Discord link will be available in the description. Thank you so much for watching. I very much appreciate it, and if you'd like to see more content from me, please be sure to subscribe. Peace out, guys.